How you deal with challenges will often determine your success and happiness. If you're stuck on how to solve a problem, try defining it and breaking it into smaller pieces. Choose whether to approach the problem logically or whether you should think about how the outcome might make you feel. Find ways to creatively approach your problems by working with other people and approaching the problem from a different perspective. Today I am going to share 10 ways to solve your problems. So let's begin. Number 1. Define the problem. Find the real problem, not just the symptoms that result from the problem. When defining the problem, do not consider things that are extraneous matters, only what the actual problem is. You can consider the other issues later. Become familiar with the problem and understand it fully. For example, if your room is constantly messy, the problem might not be that you're a messy person. It might be that you lack containers or places to put your items in an organized way. Number 2, make important decisions first. Recognize the decisions you need to make and how they will contribute to solving your problem. Making decisions can help you move forward in solving your problems, so start by deciding on what to focus on, what needs to get done, and how you will go about doing it. For example, you might have several problems to solve and need to decide which ones to tackle first. Solving one problem may ease tension or take stress off of another problem. Once you make a decision, don't doubt yourself. Be willing to look forward from that point on without wondering what would have happened had you chosen something else. Number 3. Simplify the problem. An overly complicated problem can feel overwhelming and be difficult to solve. If there are multiple problems, break them down into smaller parts and deal with them individually. If you can break the problem down into the smallest terms, this will help you in understanding it and finding a solution. For example, if you need to turn in many assignments to pass a class, focus on how many you have to do and approach them one by one. Number 4. Organize information. Figure out what you know and what you don't know. If you have access to more information, seek it out. Inform yourself of all possible information, then organize it in a meaningful way. For example, if you're trying to pass a cumulative test, gather all of your notes and organize them, so that you can reference them easily. Number 5. Allocate your resources. Your resources may include time, money, effort, travel, etc. If solving the problem is a top priority, you may need to allocate more resources towards solving the problem than you otherwise would. Think about what resources you have that you can give towards solving your problem. For example, if you have a deadline, you may skip cooking dinner or going to the gym, so that you can give that time to your project. Number 6. Manage your emotions. Many problems are difficult to solve because feelings are often involved. Decide whether you want to make the decision based off of your emotions, your rationality, or a mix of both. If you're prone to emotionally responding to problems then regretting it, for example, eating when you feel sad or snapping at someone if you're in a bad mood. Regulate your emotions before approaching the problem. For example, take a deep breath, so that you feel centered and relaxed before moving forward with the problem. Decide whether you want to include your emotions when solving the problem or you want to stay completely rational in your approach. Number 7. Generate some alternatives. Think of different ways to solve your problem. Knowing that there is more than one way to approach the problem can help you realize that you have choices. Once you've thought of some alternatives, decide which ones are plausible and which ones you can forget about. For example, you might be hungry and need something to eat. Think about whether you want to cook food, get fast food, order takeout, or sit down at a restaurant. Number 8. Get advice from others. If your problem is not immediate, ask advice from other people. Maybe you know someone who has faced a similar problem in the past who can weigh in and give you some feedback. Whether you follow their advice or not is up to you, however, it can be helpful to gain some different perspective. For example, if you're buying a home and not sure how to make your final decision, talk to other homeowners about their thoughts or regrets about buying a home. Number 9. Address an underlying problem. An obvious problem might have some underlying problems that would be better to resolve. If you've solved a similar problem like the current one in the past yet it keeps coming up, explore whether there may be some underlying causes. You may be able to solve the problem for good. For example, if you're overwhelmed by having a long to-do list, maybe the problems isn't the list, but not saying no to things you can't do. Number 10. Monitor your progress. If you're working toward a goal, notice how things are coming along. If you're making progress and going in a positive direction, keep going. If you're realizing your approach isn't the best, then think about solving the problem in a different way. You may need to come up with some new strategies to better solve your problem. For example, if you're having financial difficulties, notice how your efforts are affecting the money coming in and the money you're spending. If keeping a budget helps, keep with it. If using cash exclusively is a headache, try something else. Thanks for watching our video. If you like it then please do share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.